What if I told you that your English is probably better than you think? Sound distance, doesn't it? Because every day, millions of English learners say the same thing. I understand English, but I can't speak it. Maybe you have experienced it too. You watch an English movie and understand almost everything. You listen to a podcast without subtitles. You read an article and understand the main idea. Then someone asks you a simple question and suddenly your mind goes blank. You know, what if I told you? But somehow they refuse to come out. So what's happening? Is your memory weak? Are you forgetting English? Or is your brain doing something completely normal? Today, let's uncover the psychology behind one of the biggest mysteries in language learning. Imagine you are watching your favorite English series. The characters are speaking naturally. As you listen, your brain understands sentence after sentence without much effort. Why? Because your brain only has one job. It has to recognize the words. Researchers call this receptive vocabulary. Receptive vocabulary includes all the words and phrases you understand when you are reading or listening. Now let's change the situation. The episode ends. A friend turns to you and asks, so, what did you think? Now something completely different happened. Your brain isn't receiving words anymore. It's searching for them. It has to find the right vocabulary, arrange the sentence, remember the grammar, pronounce everything correctly, and answer before the conversation moves on. This is called productive vocabulary. Productive vocabulary is all the words you can actually use while speaking or writing. At first, these two vocabularies grow at different speeds, and that's where most learners become confused. Think about walking through a supermarket. As you walk through the aisles, you instantly recognize hundreds of products. You know exactly what they are. Now imagine I ask you to close your eyes and name every product you saw. Much harder, right? Not
Not
because you
because
never saw them, but because recognizing something is easier than recalling it from memory. Language works exactly the same way. Understanding English is recognition. Speaking English is retrieval. And retrieval always requires more mental effort. Vocabulary researcher Paul Nathan has spent decades studying how people learn words. His research shows that language learners usually build a much larger receptive vocabulary before their productive vocabulary catches up. In simple words, you understand far more English than you can completely speak. So if you have ever thought, maybe I'm just bad at speaking English, the researcher says otherwise. You are simply at a normal stage of language learning. But there is another challenge. While you are speaking, your brain isn't only searching for words, it's doing many jobs at the same time. You are thinking about your ideas, choosing vocabulary, remembering grammar, pronouncing the words, listening to the other person, and planning your next sentence. Psychologist Alan explained that our working memory has limited capacity. When all these tasks happen together, finding the right word becomes much more difficult. That's why your mind sometimes goes blank, not because you don't know English, but because your brain is incredibly busy. So, how do you become someone who understands English and speak it confidently? The answer isn't learning thousands of new words. It's using the words you already know. Every conversation, every general entry, every voice recording, every explanation moves words from your receptive vocabulary into your productive vocabulary. Little by little, your brain stops recognizing those words only when someone else says them. It starts producing them naturally. The next time you understand an English video but struggle to answer a simple question, don't tell yourself, I'm bad at English. Instead, remember this. Understanding comes first, speaking comes later. Your brain is following the same path that millions of successful language learners have followed. Keep speaking, keep listening, keep making mistakes. Because every time you use English, you are building the bridge between understanding and speaking. And one day, without even noticing, you will answer in English instantly, not because you memorized more grammar, but because your productive vocabulary finally catches up with your receptive vocabulary. And that's when English stops feeling like subject and it starts feeling like a language you truly own. Before you leave, I want you to remember one thing. If you understand English, struggle to speak it, please don't think I'm bad at English. You're not. Your brain is simply following the natural process of language learning. Every book you read, every podcast you listen to, every conversation you have, and yes, even every mistake you make is helping your brain build a stronger connection. So be patient with yourself. Keep showing up, keep speaking, because fluency isn't built in a single day. It's built one conversation at a time. Remember,
Your mind knows more English than you think. Your job is simply to give it more chances to speak. And I'll see you in the next episode.